Hi, welcome to the demo of how to create, read, update, delete price components in a service order document using OData services. So as you could see in a given service order, if you navigate to the pricing and invoicing, user can create certain document level price components like overall discount, fleet, surcharges, different kind of surcharges, and restocking fee. At the same time, user can create at the item level price components like product discount. User can modify an existing list price or add a new list price. User can create a quality loss fee, a surcharge, which is a fixed amount surcharge, and a surcharge percentage based surcharge, and warranty, working condition, and goodwill. So different kind of price components can be created at both document level and at the item level. Now let's see how it can be achieved using OData services by creating custom OData services. To do so, user has to now navigate to application user management and OData services. Here, navigate to custom OData services and click on new. Here, enter the custom OData service name and click on save and open. On opening the custom OData service, in the header section, enter the work center view this OData service belongs to. In this case, is the service orders processing of CRM work center view, and select the business object to which this OData service belongs to. In this case, is the service orders, and the node to which it belongs to, it should be the root node. And after selecting, click on OK. Now the root node comes up, and here what we would like to do is select the elements of the root node. In this case, we would like to have the ID because we would like to filter the sales order by the ID. And our intention is to now to demo the OData service to perform or create CRUD operations, create, retrieve, update, delete operations on the price components of the document and the item. So that belongs to price and tax calculation. It creates the collection. And in this one, we would like to first showcase how the document level price components can be operated. In this case, select the operational price components, and here we would like to create a different kind of price components, like for example, it could be a price, discount, surcharge, fleet, and here it could now user has to select for that purpose the type code, and we would like to push the value of the price component and the currency if it has a currency, and it could also have a percentage, so measure unit code. So having selecting these four elements, it's now possible to create the price components. User can select other elements if required, but for demo purpose that would be sufficient. Now to create the item level price components, user has to now navigate to item, and in the item, user has to now further navigate to the operational price components, which refers to the item operational price components. And here, just like the way we did it for document, user now has to select the type code to push certain different kinds of price components, and the value of the price component, and the currency if it has currency, and for percentage based price components, measure unit code. So with this, now we are ready to push the header level price component and the item level price components, and save the OData service. And now after the successful save, make sure you activate it. After the successful activate, it creates the URL, make sure it's working, and it means now the OData service is ready to be consumed. And to test the OData service, we use Postman, and we are testing the service order net and gross pricing procedure, and we are trying to test the header price components. Here we select the service order with the ID 1052, where we want to influence the header and the item price components. So here first we have to do a get OData service so that we get the fetch the XCSRF token which is used in posting call, and also copy the object ID which is nothing but the service order object ID. And to create the overall discount and the header level, use the XCSRF token along with in the body, use the object ID that we just got it from the previous call. So what we're trying to do is create an overall discount with a type code 007 and a percentage 10% overall discount being created. So it's successfully created. So now let's take a look at in the service order how it looks like. So now as you could see, an overall discount of 10% being created successfully. Now, to update the overall discount, what we need is the object ID of the price component that we just got created. So we copy the object ID along with the parent ID, and in the update OData call, we use this object ID which we just got created in the create call, and we want to update this to the 30% discount. So now let's take a look at how it looks like once it's updated. We would like to see a 30% overall discount being updated. Yes, it's successfully updated. Perfect. Now moving on, we would like to delete it. To delete, before deleting, we want to fetch the updated object ID of the overall discount. So note, we will have to copy the updated object ID and make sure we use it in the delete as a key. So what we're doing is we're using this updated object ID and trigger the OData service, which is not with a delete operation, and it's successful. Now let's see, the overall discount should be deleted in the document. Perfect. Moving on, we would like to influence other price components on the header like freight. So here we would like to use a collection, and the type code is 7PR8 with a 10 USD absolute freight. So when we trigger it, there is a freight got created of 10 USD. Similarly, user can do a create, update, and delete of the freight as shown above for the overall discount using the GUID. Now user would like to create a restocking fee. Make sure you use the relevant type code and the absolute value as well, which is 10 USD. Successfully created. Perfect. Moving on, we would like to influence and create a absolute value surcharge, which is 001 is a type code and 10 USD is what we would like to create. So once we trigger OData service, it's successfully created. So user can create other additional surcharges like surcharge 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure you use the relevant type codes with the absolute value like 20 USD in this case for the second surcharge. So for the third surcharge, we're using type code 003 and the decimal value is 30 USD. Perfect. Now it's also successfully created as shown in the response. Similarly, create surcharge 4 with a value 10 USD and surcharge 5 with a value another 10 USD. So similarly, user can create multiple surcharges. To create more than one surcharge, user has to make sure that additional surcharges is scoped in the system in the business configuration. So now let's take a look at the document, how it looks like after all the successful document level surcharges. Freight is created successfully, restocking fees created with 10 USD, 5 surcharges with the 10, 20, 30 and 10 and other surcharges are successfully created at the document level. So what we could see now is at the item level how these price components can be created. To do so, make sure you get the item GUID of the sales service order, and in the service order item, make sure you copy the object ID of the item which we want to influence the price components, and now trigger a create of a product discount. To do so, make sure you use the GUID, and type code is 7PR6 and decimal value of 10%. So you're using a XCSRF token that we got it from the previous call, and trigger a modify create. It should successfully create the item level product discount, and copy the object ID because we need to update this discount as well. So when we look at it, there's a product discount of 10% is successfully created at the item level as well. And to update it, make sure you copy the object ID because we need to update this particular discount that just got created. So go to the body, make sure you use the relevant attributes, and 7PR6 is being updated to 30%. Once we trigger it, now if we check the same values in the document, it should have been successfully updated from 10 to 30%. Perfect. Now, so if I have to delete it, we have to copy the updated code. So we would try to get the object ID, which is an updated object ID, and during delete we use this as a key and trigger a OData delete operation. So it's successfully deleted. So if I check in the document, item level discount, product discount is being successfully deleted. So to create or update a price, what we need to use the type code 7PR1. Here we are passing 100,000 USD as the price. Since the price already exists in the document as with a value 100 USD, now it gets updated to 1,000 USD. So if I check it in the document item level, the 100 is updated to 1,000 USD. So in the case where the price doesn't exist, the system would create a list price. Since it was existing, it will update the list price. Now, to update or delete a corresponding list price, you can follow the similar steps as mentioned above. For discount, for a surcharge, user has to pass a relevant type code as 7PR3, and it's an absolute surcharge. So we have to pass the currency and the value. So 10 USD is being passed and it's successfully created. To create a percentage based surcharge, user has to pass a relevant type code and the measured unit code as P1 along with the 10%, and it's got successfully created as well. And similarly for a quality loss fee, make sure you pass the relevant type code and an absolute value, decimal value along with the currency code. Created successfully. And for a goodwill percentage, you have to pass a type code and the percentage value as 10%, and it's successfully created as well. So for a given, if you want to create a warranty price component, the item level, pass a type code and the measure code because it's a percentage based, done, successfully created as well. And last, the working condition, make sure you pass a type code and the percentage, successfully created as well. Now let's take a look at in the system how it looks like at the item level of a service order. So if I navigate, I should see that all the price component that we created from the OData service are there. So surcharge percentage, which is 10%, absolute surcharge with 10 USD, and a goodwill percentage, which 10%, and a warranty percent, again 10%, quality loss fee of 10% got created as well. Along with it, it deleted as well as working condition 10%. So with the OData service, now we are successfully able to create, update, delete all the relevant price components as shown in the UI via OData service. Similarly, at document levels, price components like fleet, overall discount, restocking fee, and all the relevant surcharges can also be modified. So what we have done is we have done it for the pricing procedure net. We can also do the similar operation using a pricing procedure for gross. So there's a OData collection, postman collection, using which you can do so. So to create an overall discount for gross, make sure you use a type code 1007, and to create a fleet at the document level, similar type code should be used. So it's a different type code compared to the net pricing procedure. And for item level, product discount can be influenced using 8PR6. Similarly, price 8PR1, and for the surcharges, relevant percentage based surcharges, quality loss fee, and working condition. So make sure you use the right type codes to influence net and gross pricing procedure. Thank you.